I was raised an only child and I never once felt neglected. Visions as a youngin', I thank you, God got the message. Others mention I inspire, yeah really I'm just a vessel. It's a blessing, I'm deliberate on what I give my attention. Okay, I mean I hear you but I don't feel your
Reaching Nova. Reaching Nova is a hip-hop based artist. Nova is an acronym for No One's Victorious Alone. Reaching Nova is definitely a person for the people, and I'm all for unity.
How would you define your music?
Introspective, definitely thoughtful, sometimes deep. If I could use it in one word, I would say moving, because it doesn't matter if I'm writing about a personal experience that I may have went through in life, or a song like Steady on the Forward, where even though the overall message is just to move forward, there's a bounce to it. So it doesn't have to always be me cramming something deep in your head all the time. You can just kind of let go and let be.
Why did you choose this path and calling as an artist?
Sometimes I feel like it chose me. When I was younger, my mom, she was into modeling and I would be there. So I kind of feel like she was the gateway to the entertainment world for me. My uncle, he brought me into the world of poetry, so from there I would start reading, writing, and then my mom would purchase a lot of music, cassettes, CDs and whatnot. So I was exposed to Madonna, LL Cool J, Gloria Estefan, Mark Anthony, so many different artists, and I gravitated towards it. When I started liking Eminem a lot, Mace, Jay-Z, that's when I started picking the pen up and just going for it.
What are your strongest qualities?
My strongest qualities, I would say, is I do believe I have the ability to connect with any soul on this planet. It doesn't really matter what your walk is or was. I feel like once I was them or you, so I'm able to tap into that and connect. So definitely engagement, connection, writing. I do have a strength there. I think because I've been doing it for so long. And being helpful. I think that's a great strength that I have.
And what are your weak qualities?
Weak quality for me is when I'm trying to find and then maintain a balance between career and personal when something heavy happens in my life. I may have a fallout, or there may have been a death in the family, and that emotionally impacts me. It's very difficult for me to find and maintain a balance. That's a weakness for me. So that's something that I'm conscious of and I'm constantly working on.
What are your core values as a music artist?
Integrity. As a music artist, have fun. Being flexible, being open to learn. Boldness, because you do have to get brave sometimes and do things that you wouldn't necessarily do or you're not used to. Being open to collaborations and being open to feedback from people closest to me in my proximity.
Molding your artistic identity, what was it like for you?
Back when I had first started, I'm a victim of the program, right? So like in hip hop, they're giving you all these modules and these gangster rappers and these people that you ideally should want to be like. So finding my way out of the program and falling into who I would eventually become, I was kind of like a clone at one point, where it was like I was trying to be like some of my favorite artists, didn't know who I was. then eventually, as I grew as a man, as Mark grew, ReachingNOVA grew, and from there I would kind of find, all right, well, this is what I like from these guys, but like, you know, that person as a person is nothing like me, and then I started to differentiate everything, and then just pick what I was alike in, but I would mix it in a pot of who I am.
What are your goals as an artist?
Goals as an artist to continue to grow the catalog, because 15 years from now, as you know, me and Architect speak on, when there's 700, maybe 1,000 records that have been accumulated and are streaming, that's going to be good for my family. So definitely expanding the catalog. Also passing down to whomever is willing to be a sponge and just kind of embrace what it is I've gone through or might have to say that can, you know, hey, that's what's around that corner there. You know, take heed to what's going on right now. So definitely some sort of mentorship, catalog growth, mentorship. I'll give you one more goal as an artist: tour the world. You know, I love to travel. Mark loves to travel. So ReachingNOVA, being able to kind of carry Mark through those desires and wants is, man, that's an ultimate collaboration.
What were your goals for 2020?
Goals for 2020.
Did you achieve them, or was it derailed from the pandemic?
So, both. All right. A goal I had was I wanted to do a collaborative project with Team Money. Not just me, but it was something that we had spoke on together over the course of the years. We actually did it. We put it out, and thankfully, just before, you know, the laws and the rules and regulations became mandated for like lockdown, we were able to have the listening party, and you know, Q Betty did the interview. So that was something that was a success. However, we also had a whole plan laid out for the shows we were going to do, and you know, other things, and that of course got derailed because you can't do shows. And then I think in that sense, life happened. You know, when people started getting sick around us, and that would affect us, and so then we kind of fell into our own worlds, me especially. But then what it did was it gave me kind of a better idea of what to be ready for 2021. So it was a learning experience. I gained a lot.
And speaking of 2021, what are your goals? What are you looking to accomplish?
I'm gonna retire from music. I'm kidding. Some people were like, yeah. 2021 goals: dropping new music constantly, starting in January, top of the year. Yeah, I have a couple collaborations. You know, I want to work with artists I haven't necessarily worked with yet. Shows ASAP. I'll do a show right now if they open up. I'll perform right here. Okay. Yeah, man, and helping assist V in growing the V The Voice brand as well is important to me, because she's gonna be like this third-party platform that's gonna link business and artists, and me knowing how important that is to my career, to my peers' career, to somebody's career I may not know, but I just know the walk is important. And I think that's also something that's gonna long-term be a part of the legacy.
The creative process. What is most important to you? The lyrics of the song, or the quality of your voice on the song?
Man, all right. Well, for me, it's gonna be lyrics, because I'm a writer. So for me, that's, you know, if what I can say can shift somebody and make them think or make them feel something, then that for me is the most important thing. However, it sounding good and being packaged the right way helps make it digestible. So I would say lyrics for me, but you know, definitely runner-up would be, you know, the quality and the way things come out.
What do you see lacking in the hip hop or music industry?
originality. It's kind of like Clone Wars right now. It's been like that for a while. I see like a lot of people on some, oh, well, that's what he's doing, so I'm gonna do it. And that's cool, but he was doing it already. You're nothing really new. It's kind of like when you're going shopping for cereal and you see the off-brand cereal. You're like, I'll just grab the Cocoa Pebbles. It's okay. I'll save the $1.50. Or I won't. I'll spend the $1.50 and I'll get the brand that is known for what it does. I don't want the knockoffs. So originality, integrity, man. There's like a lack of integrity in a lot of business that I see go down with around me. You know, if you can't be impeccable with your word and come through when you say you're gonna come through, then don't even come our way, period. That's just vital. It's one of those hand-in-hand journeys, you know. I could just record and do music by myself, but that's just not the reality of the way this works. You need a videographer to shoot your video. This, that, these key components, right? So,
if you knew your music career wouldn't last more than 5 years from now, would you still pursue it?
I'd record even more music. I'd double up, double down.
About Geo the Architect. Who is Geo the Architect to you?
Geo the Architect to me, man, there's levels and layers to this. He's a great friend of mine. He's somebody whom I consider a brother. I'm an only child for the most part. I have a half brother. We're not the same age. There's a big gap there. So growing up, it was just me and my friends. And so architects fallen into the category of family for me. He's a work partner. In cases, he's a teacher. Many cases, whether it be pointers on recording, whether it be the language of recording or whatever language or whatever we're dealing with at the moment. He's always open to teaching me, showing me how he does something. So, teacher, friend, family, brother, work partner, all of the above.
You make beats with Geo the Architect, I assume.
Yeah.
What's it like making beats alongside of him?
Well, I've made beats with other producers and they've come out terrible. I'll take credit for the terrible part because maybe at that point in my life I wasn't keen on communicating what I may hear inside, and maybe they weren't ready to teach on how I can extract that and bring it to you, and then they can make it happen. So I had difficulties expressing what it is I was actually looking for. So a lot of the production that I've collaborated with other people on I didn't do anything with it. So yeah, when me and Architect make beats together, it's kind of like we just get each other. You know, even when we're sampling a record, a lot of the records we sample, we may have never discussed, but our childhood upbringing, we have a lot of similarities when it comes to taste in music, builds in music.
What the fuck was that? Can you please run that? Did you hear that? That doesn't hit your heart? That's that soul, man. Yo.
Stuff like that. So we get each other without me having to know the lingo and the technicalities of things.
What are your favorite moments with the great Architect when making a song?
We have this thing that, I mean, besides the fact that we're joking, like 80% of the time when making anything, we have this thing. It's like kind of like a momentum thing, but whenever something's dope, which is usually the case, we gonna and he'll snap his wrist, and I can't quite do it yet, but that's one of my most favorite moments because it's just like a confirmation of whatever we're doing. It's a movement right now. It's the vibe, and it's the feeling that we're going for. So it's kind of like, oh, we just did it, and I love those moments.
What do you think Geo the Architect's greatest skill is?
Being an architect. I think that whatever he puts his mind to, whether it be videography, directing. I've slowly seen him walk and grow into these roles over the course of the last year especially. And what I've noticed is he's a student to the death. And he's gonna learn and dedicate, and he'll lock himself in the basement and he'll figure it out. He'll go on YouTube University, how do I do this? And he's gonna learn it and he's gonna be great at it. If I can only choose one though, since it's how me and him initially bonded, it would be making music, producing beats and stuff like that.
Legacy, what does it mean to you?
Not much. I'm just kidding. Legacy. I mean, we've heard a couple of people speak on it, and for the most part, I think they nailed it. It's what we leave behind. And for me, legacy, people might think it's on a smaller note because for me, it's not a worldwide thing. I don't think I'm trying to blow up and impact the world. I think that I'm just doing what I do and I impact the world around me. And whoever my music or whatever it is I do reaches, then great. And I hope that can positively impact them as well. The legacy I want to leave is more or less from my family. You know, when I do have kids, I want them to be able to look back at the music videos and be proud of the work, or hear the albums and learn a little bit more about their father or my family or grandchildren, whatever the case may be. So I just go hard now, and I'll let everybody else enjoy it later.
Are you proud of what you've done and where you're at in your life now?
100%. 100%. And if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I would have said the same thing, because I was on the phone with Poppy Kaiser not too long ago, and he went and he told me something. It made me think. And this is something I knew, but it was something that was brought to my attention, and it kind of revitalized. And he was like, we just have to enjoy the journey. So he's right. You know, this moment right here in this interview is something that, let's enjoy it. I think a lot of the time we focus on what's it gonna be like when it's done. We're outcome based, and that's cool, but like, he's right, enjoy it. So yeah, I'm definitely happy, and I look forward to wherever this journey is gonna lead us to.
When it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for?
Being opposite of the world, of what the world tries to make of you. You know, I do my best to be a forgiving person. You know, I do my best to move in love and be loved and be of light. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I definitely mess up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always gonna do my best to hold myself to the standards that I have for myself. So yeah, kindness. I want to be known for being. He was pleasant to work with. He wasn't difficult. He was easygoing. You know, when I'm doing collaborations, I always want it to be 100. You know, I want that person to be just as comfortable as I am. I'm not trying to dominate them. I'm not trying to, oh, I've been doing this longer, I'm better. Nah, let's collaborate and then we move on. So yeah.
If you had one day left to live, how would you spend it?
I would do my best to rally up as many people and family as I can in one room. I would tell everybody how I feel about them. You know, give them their roses, so to speak. And just spend quality time. And you know what? I might jump in that Silla Ramos session and lay down some bars too, because I gotta put out some music before I go.
Last question. If you were to say a prayer for yourself that would cover the next 5 years, what would it be?
You want me to pray now? Okay. Well, I would say, I'm gonna say, God, constantly rain on me and those that I move with, in light and love, unity and peace. Protect me and the people that I move with from any distractions, dangers, or anything that may take us off course. I constantly ask for God's strength, and I pray for discernment, and I pray to just be a better person tomorrow. There's a better me tomorrow, is a better me for you tomorrow. So yeah, just constant growth and protection and love.
Thank you, Nova. Blessed to have you, brother.
That's great.
Yeah, nigga, I dropped an album. Who would've thought I would do this without Malcolm? 2 years later, your boy is really a problem. Interviewers all like, damn, this nigga got it. Ay, interviewers all like, damn, this nigga solid. He's with V when you spot him and still they want him. Initiate what, my nigga, these women on it. Song for song, tell us who's better, could we be honest? Say you keep it 100, homie, but do you promise? Boy, sell his soul like he's ready to meet Madonna. Raised in the street, no games, it's really contra. Told Pony wait, a change gon' come upon us. The shit on you when you working and on your way up. Nigga go and say that he made you to get his name up. Get it how you get it, so really I couldn't blame him. An opportunity and it's similar how he came up. Be a fraud isn't exactly how I was raised up. That G-code shit, G-code shit. Lot of money, Mitch niggas on some Rico shit. Funny, eyes open, we focused. Ayy, ayy. I done seen it all and done it all. Nah, nigga, I ain't done it all. Sincerely yours. Ayy. I done seen it all and done it all. Nah, nigga, I ain't done it all. Sincerely yours.